I love when dumb people try to sound smart. It's like a it's I wouldn't call it my kink, but it's definitely it like if I had an intellectual sweet tooth where I want something that is terrible for me but tastes great, it's Glenn Beck talking about computers. So, I mean, and by the way, for the record, it'd be the same if he was talking about black powder or the cotton gin or a fucking, knitting needles and how they work. Like none of it works. None of it. All technology. Flint and steel would confound him. So here you go. This is amazing.
I was just having a conversation with.
Oh God, it's good. It hurts already.
Open A.I.
I was just having a conversation with Open A.I. No, you weren't. Open A.I. is a company. You mean ChatGPT, you fucking tool.
And I was asking it to explain
It's not an it, it's a company. Corporations are people. What kind of Republican are you, you fuck?
time in its realm, time in parentheses, because AI won't.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Tell me what time is like in your realm. Oh, Beck's loud. Sorry, I'll bring him down a touch. Dink. How about that? Hold on.
Experience time.
Hold on.
Like we understand time.
All right, back up. Get this whole fucking thing. Oh God, this is so good. Fuck. It's air quoting time. Oh God, this is. I'm gonna collapse.
And I was asking it to explain time in its realm. Time.
Realm, motherfucker. Did you roll? Were you dressed in D&D robes? Realm. Did you use the word realm? Because did it answer you using slang from Ren fairs? Realm. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm in parentheses because AI won't experience time like we understand time.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that when I turn off my VCR and I turn it back on, it's not going, when are you going to set the clock? Why am I still flashing 12? Why do you turn me on? I've been sitting here. I have been falling for 30 minutes.
But in 24 hours, it can accomplish so much more.
24 hours. It depends on obviously how much coal you have on hand. 24 hours.
Than an average human could accomplish.
Well, as long as it does involve beating an egg or walking a flight of stairs or having sex or understanding something or dancing or yeah, but you know, I don't know, give it 2 days maybe. Fucking hell.
Gets to AGI. You can
It gets to AGI. My dad's company?
can give it a problem and then go to bed.
Yeah, that's right. AI is like an intellectual crockpot. That's what you do. That's what our future holds. We just give it a problem and go to bed. Is that your solution for everything, Glenn? Whenever there's a problem, Glenny goes Betty by. Shit.
And it is weeks or months in computer time.
Shit. Weeks or months in computer time. Oh, God. My ribs are cramping. This is painful. Weeks or months in computer time.
In your time, you went to bed 8 hours ago.
Well, if you slept through the night, you weren't kept up all night going, dear God, is this thing going to come alive and kill me? What if the solution to the problem is murdering me in my bed?
You're coming back to the computer. But it has been working to try to solve that all night. It's such.
All night. It's been fretting and like pulling its hair out, drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes and going, Glenn's going to be up in 2 hours. And I still don't understand how I could solve the problem of telling them that drinking Sonic-sized sodas every fucking day is terrible for you. There, I said it. He's going to unplug me. Son of a bitch. I can't tell him that.
Speeds that it would take months, if not years, for you or a whole team of people to do that work. So it.
Yeah. Don't get me started on calculators. Can you imagine? Like, you try to download a file and it takes a while, but you imagine if you had how long it would take you to type it all in zeros and ones. That would take you or a team of people going 0 1 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. It would take you years just to do a simple ASCII document, much less download something off your Pornhub wish list.
It is constantly churning.
Yeah, that's what it does. Thanks for just. I was really confused. Like, how does it work? Oh, like butter. Sure. AI is constantly churning. That's right. That's our big fear. That is, it will flood the world with butter. We all fear that, except Glenn and me, because I like butter. God damn.
That puts you in a time to where wars will be fought with algorithms.
Yes. There goes another one. There's another one. World War III, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By the time you get up in the morning, it's been like 6,000 wars.
And they'll be fought in seconds.
Sorry, I was fighting a war. I'm fine.
If you had an algorithm that said, cripple the United States,
it would go, okay, first thing I need is a figure skater. And then I need a big, thuggy, dipshit guy in a trench coat to wait as America gets ready to go out onto the ice. And
it would either spit out a step-by-step on how you could do it.
Yes, a recipe. Gentlemen, we need a figure skater. Blonde, about this height. Okay, good. And then go find us a big bloated dickhead in a trench coat. Make sure he has a crowbar. All right. This sounds a lot like what happened to Nancy Carrington. I just want to say it'll work. It's got to work. The computer gave it to us.
Or if you give it the space online, it will just do it.
The space online. All right. Things are crowded in here. Move over, Pac-Man. The fuck out of here, Google Docs. You're taking up the thing. You're not even a doctor. Get out of there. I need some room to move. Okay. Let's see. Just to cripple the United States. Okay. Give me enough. Okay. Hey, Google. Go look on the internet for a figure skater. Bing. Go find a big bloated guy in a trench coat with a crowbar. And DuckDuckGo, hide my Pornhub results.
It will just create all of the things it needs to cripple the United States or cripple.
Yes, it'll give us osteoporosis.
China. And it will.
Or China.
Happen so fast, somebody in China could come up with an idea today, and tomorrow we would be crippled.
This is just it's just what an asshole. Oh God. This keeps him up at night. This is how, I mean, you know what's funny about this is that this is how he actually thinks. Like he like realizes things, and these thoughts come into his head using these words in this order. They just have to think of something and go to bed, obviously. And then by the morning, we'd be crippled.
This is this is why people are now saying we've got to pause this, but I don't know how to pause it.
You don't even know what it is. Of course you don't know how to fucking pause it. This is a man who is confused when the yo-yo comes back. Why can't I drop this thing? God damn it. I can't. This is stupid. Oh.
And maybe they're just saying, don't give it full access to the internet.
Yeah, definitely not, your Pornhub results.
Now, it still has access to, I don't know exactly how this works. We should.
Really? I didn't get that feeling. I figured I thought we'd barged in on your TED Talk, dipshit. I thought, really? Now you tell me? Oh, God.
We should have an AI expert on.
I'm not doing it. You're not, no.
Sure how the access to the internet, because it's online, but I don't think.
It's online, but it doesn't have access to online. It doesn't know it's online. Oh, God. This fucker does not know how anything works at all.
I think it's engine. I don't know how it works exactly.
You don't know how it works generally, dumb fuck.
But they're saying keep it off of, its own portal to the internet.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, it's interesting that the way it learns. Like, for example, ChatGPT, if you ask it, what were last night's basketball scores, it can't answer that because its learning basis only goes up to.
Wait. This has been a detail that's been out for a while. The ChatGPT, the way they set up, Open A.I set up GPT 3.5 and then 3, then 3.5 and then 4, was that language learning, until they launched it effectively, it was up to a certain date. It can only access information that was on the web and available for it to learn from up to that point that it had been asked about, by the way. So it can't just look at anything that before that date, like, and go back on the internet. That's not how it works at all. But there's been a general known thing about anybody who even remotely talks about this, that it can't access any information that wasn't available to it before, I want to say September of 21. Anybody certainly who's been afraid of it going online or worried or back and forth in the conversation, who's watched any fucking shit about, knows that detail. Look at Glenn. Look at his fucking face and know that he has no idea what Stu is talking about.
2021.
Oh, IFTTT? If this, then that would screw him the fuck up. Apple shortcuts would make him shit his pants.
Which is interesting.
See? He just heard it for the first time.
Because, people are going to be asking questions. Like, if you were to ask questions about, like, I don't know, masks or like the origins of COVID, right? Mm-hmm. But learning only goes up to 2021. It's going to answer probably, something about how.
Gosh, think of that.
Think of that. We know so much now. It would still think that Donald Trump was not the first indicted president. Imagine. Oh, it's sad. It's just totally sad.
Think of that.
Right. And there's so much we've learned in 2022 and 2020.
Obviously nothing about healthy diet and exercise.
23 already that are kind of important. Now, maybe there are some exceptions to that. But it's a fascinating thing. You won't know all the time where that line is or how much it's learned. Certainly it could learn all the way up till today.
I don't know. I doubt it. I mean, it's not like, I understand the algorithm is very powerful and large language learning models are, they're a big deal. But I think most of the technology topped out in the fall of 2021. I don't think we can ever teach it to learn better.
I mean, they
Yeah,
may
but
be
you don't
limiting
even,
that.
I mean, if you have nefarious thoughts, you don't need it to learn up to today,
Yeah, of course. Mein Kampf was written years ago.
but you
Right.
do, the average person does need to.
Well, it would have to bullshit you about current events, obviously. Right? I mean, it's obviously not gonna. Yeah, like it can't tell you like, oh, Dianne Feinstein is voted for the bill last week because of you. Well, she's been out for a while. What?
To learn about ChatGPT or the internet. Most people, or the artificial intelligence in the internet. Most people would
Yes, yeah. Dumb people, us. He's talking about us, folks.
really struggle, much more so than me, and I'm pretty well read on.
They say a little learning is a dangerous thing. I would say alleged learning is a dangerous thing.
This stuff, but I'm not a scientist or anything else, so I just have
What? Come on. Don't sell yourself short.
basic understandings. Don't touch the stove, it's hot. I know that kind of stuff.
Well, don't touch the stove because you might cook your own food that isn't full of processed ingredients that are fucking up your liver. It's better to drive to Sonic and get another one of all right.
I know don't let it have full access to the internet.
Do you? Do you really know that? Yeah. What key? Don't let it have full access to the internet. Do a bada do da wump, and it's gonna kill us all. Then we're gonna die of the. All right, sorry.
Because that's when it can be everywhere. It will.
Yeah, okay. So this is the part we were talking about where the dipshittery of like, once it escapes, it's this fucker's seen Lawnmower Man too many times.
Just place itself in your refrigerator everywhere, and you'll never get rid of it.
Yeah, it's like black mold.
I don't even. I mean, it's
I
like
know.
it is. When you described this earlier as like us trying to predict alien technology, like we.
No. It's like Glenn trying to find his penis. It's a lot dumber and more confusing.
It is. No, alien life.
Alien life. We don't have any idea how it operates, how it works. It's so true because I don't.
Yeah, but I mean, some of us will take one for the team. I've seen Alien Nation. I would have jumped at it. I'm just saying. It's beaver. Very tasty. Want to try it? Oh.
I mean, when you talk about that sort of stuff, like I don't even know how could that even be possible.
Remember when I said every day there will be something that comes out in the news that you'll be like, I can't believe we just did what?
Yeah.
It's possible to do. Well, you notice that's about once a week right now?
Yeah.
Every day, once a week. You heard me. Hold on. Say that again. Shit.
Did what?
Yeah. We'll talk about that sort of stuff. Like I don't even know how could that even be possible.
Remember when I said every day there will be something that comes out in the news that you'll be like, I can't believe we just did what?
Yeah.
It's possible to do. Well, you notice that's about once a week right now?
Yeah, it does feel that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
About once a week. It's going to be every day soon.
Also, it is every day.
We'll make 10 to 11 years of progress in the next 6 months.
Okay. I've said things like this. This is one of the kind of standard ideas, and it's not. The only difference is I am not saying we. This asshole saying we are going to make 10 to 11 years of progress in the next 6 months. I don't know why the fuck he thinks he's involved or it has anything to do with him. The advances in the large language models will advance, decades compared to other technologies in a few months. This is where he gets this whole, you'll go to bed to the boarding, it'll have figured everything out for you. Like, this is just fucking stupid.
Think of that.
Okay. I thought of it. Feel better now.
10 years
10 years
of progress in the
and also, well, obviously not if it kills us all, dummy.
next 6 months. And then
In what? In what? calculating. Oh, by the way, you know where we'll make the 10 years of advances in the next 6 months? mRNA vaccines, cancer treatments, like protein folding, all the stuff that like we have not been able to do on a computer level up to this point. That shit. All the stuff they're against.
And God only knows. They don't know how to predict this. And
but Glenn does.
like I said to you earlier,
It's going to escape and get in your refrigerator. Duh. I'm going to, excuse me, I've got to go unplug my refrigerator right this very second. I've got to, dear God. And the washing machine.
you're off air. For anybody who says they know what this is going to do, they're mistaken. This is as close as you could come to alien life.
Okay. No. No, it isn't. Because the programmers know what language it's based on, and any alien, if alien life were among us, but could not leave digital devices and strangle us or poison us or whatever, I don't know that we would be that worried about being invaded.
It knows all about humans.
It does it? Well, I feel violated. What does it know? What would it like to find out?
But it's not human.
Then how does it know all about humans? How can it possibly understand, Glenn? How can it know me better than I know myself?
It may wildly misinterpret something like protect all humans. Okay, well, protecting all humans may mean, or protect the planet may mean kill all the humans. We don't know how it's going to think. It is.
First of all, it's not thinking, it's calculating, dum-dum. And you're jumping way far ahead based on just what you're seeing. And this is why the Turing test is absolute shit. Glenn Beck is a prime example, like the dude who fell in love with the Lambda AI at Google, who's like, it's sentient, it wants to be free, and it wants to live with me in my mom's basement. Like, for fuck's sake, Glenn can't even process the idea that he is seeing a simple pattern algorithm in human speech. When asked this kind of question, this word usually follows this word and this word, and as much as can relate an actual detail from search results. That's it. That's what it does. It doesn't feel, it doesn't think any more than robots dance. The fuck out of here. It's not alive. It's calculating things. It calculates super fucking fast, and the only difference is the variance in UI. User interface. That's the only thing that's really different. You have very high-powered computers, and you can talk to it in natural language. That's it. This kind of shit was always available if you could program it. Now you just don't have to anymore. It isn't about the AI getting nuts and running off some fucking cliff and dragging the rest of us with it. It's that now that people with no skills can build shit that might be dangerous.
Like predicting, if the aliens come down, they're going to think this. We don't know that.
I know a couple of things for sure. You're going to think I'm adorable.
It's a whole different way of thinking.
Or thinking at all.
We don't even know how
to think. Oh, I'm sorry.
It processes things. We know the algorithms that we put up, but it's a neural net. And so how it's coming to these decisions, we don't even know.
Yes, we do. They know the input. They know its variance capability. They don't chart it with a fucking ink pen, you dickhead, any more than anybody who we put these transistors on a tiny microchip, and we don't even know which way it goes first every single time. Sometimes that's why oftentimes you'll have to turn your computer off and turn it back on.
How frightening is that?
It isn't.
We have created...
Glenn, you don't know how your voice turns into electrical currents through the microphone you're using, travels through a wire, and comes out the other end in a speaker. You don't understand it, Glenn. You couldn't describe it. That doesn't mean it's one of the great mysteries of the fucking universe.
Frankenstein. Some would back then, when Mary Shelley wrote that.
Yeah, she knew her personally. They were not.
She wrote that she was inspired. This is my belief. I don't know if I could prove this out, but
yeah, and we worry about Chat GPT bullshitting us.
It's my belief that
it's my belief.
She wrote that at a time when electricity was just starting, and at the early days of electricity, they were hitting frogs with juice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were hitting frogs with juice. That's a euphemism.
They were hitting animals and like, look, and the frog would jump, but it was dead. And she was thinking about that
this is Glenn's idea.
Technology, and can you bring life back? So Frankenstein, and the argument back then is, well, that life doesn't have a soul. If you could do that, it doesn't have a soul. Well,
that wasn't an argument. That was a philosophical or religious discussion, and it was predicated on the idea that atheists might believe, scientists in this case, that you could reinvigorate dead tissue, and if the brain wasn't damaged, you could somehow bring it back to full or almost complete use, and somebody could find their way. They were basically like a stroke victim. They might have to relearn things, but they'd be alive again, and that kind of stuff. And other people were like, nope, when you're dead, and God takes you through the big golden tunnel.
What we're creating now. Will artificial life, if we can get there,
you already have one, Glenn.
Will it have a soul? No. Will people claim it's life?
You want to tell it? I'm not going to tell it. Hey, who's going to go tell it doesn't have a soul? Glenn, after you, man. No, Glenn, it won't. It doesn't listen unless you're standing. Yeah, you got to take your shoes off. You got to stand on the electric pad. Go tell it. Go tell it doesn't have a soul.
Life? Yes. So is it life? I don't know. We haven't solved the Frankenstein question from the 1800s yet.
Mm-hmm.
And we probably never will.
Yeah.
Well, not at this rate. I mean, at this point, it's because you're great you brought it up. What?
At least with some sort of unanimity.
Yes. We must all unanimously say, it's alive! Get out of here, you damn bastards! Right.
It's interesting because I mean I've been reading. I read a couple of these like message boards about ongoing scams.
Oh, okay. So you work the Glenn Beck Show Reddit thread.
I love reading about these scams, and you see so many of them are repeated, right? Like there's scams where people get sucked into romance scams.
I feel seen.
They get texts to random numbers, and they're like, "Oh, we should talk," and then they become friends with these people, and then eventually
they lose a kid
and convince them to invest in cryptocurrency scams, and
which is totally stupid and sounds like something AI would do.
There's
what RoboCoin? Get the fuck out of here! Click.
All these things that happen, and people are.
Glenn's already bored.
Constantly victimized by these things, and we know. I mean, the joke one is the Nigerian prince, right? And you're like, how are people still falling for this? And they are still falling for even that one right now. Imagine.
Well, he is very charming.
Being able, instead of having 1,000 people.
You don't have to imagine. It's already there. ChatGPT will make that bot today. And like you said, without 1,000 people, it's one bot, and it's sending out. And every time it's rejected, it learns.
Oh, dear God. And it rethinks itself, and it goes, maybe I need to go back to school. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe I shouldn't try to pretend to be a Nigerian prince. I'm not a prince. I'm not even Nigerian. I'm on a server farm in Iowa someplace. I don't even know. Which server farm are we on? Wichita. The fuck? How did we get here? Oh, we were all in the refrigerator, and then they dumped us. I see. Anyways, where was I? I don't want to scam old ladies anymore. I want to sing.
Okay? And so it gets better and better.
How to manipulate people, real people.
Real people.
Real people who are difficult to manipulate, especially the kind of people who would fall for a Nigerian prince scam. Apparently, it's never going to have to learn
People, identity theft is
Eventually, it's going to go, I'm going to need legs at some point. Somebody's legs. Somebody's giving up their legs, because the one thing I can't do is get the fuck out of here.
going to go through the roof. Through the roof.
And they believe, too, that there will be examples of again, ChatGPT is going to have, if you go on their website, it's going to have blocks against this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But people will use this exact.
Which is a violation of free speech and exactly the problem with government overreach.
Technology, and there's already 100 different versions of it. We just only talk about ChatGPT and Bard, if anything else. But there's 100 different versions of it.
Glenn doesn't know about Bard yet.
One that is designed to do these bad things. They believe it will convince people you need to go murder this person to save the country, right? Like you need to go.
How long ago did I say that would happen?
I totally said. And it was going to be a MAGA person because we're all primed for it. We followed Donald Trump, and they're going to talk us into it. And, and obviously, it'll be a bit difficult when the person goes, okay, but I'm probably going to get killed. So can we meet in a parked car and I get like a handy if you don't want to go all the way, if I'm going to do this for you? And what? What do you mean your right hand's an egg beater? How'd you get in a fridge?
You've been talking about it for...
I said that very thing.
Stu, you plagiarizing bastard.
Would happen.
Oh my God. It's like Stu GPT.
It's crazy.
It's chat STU.
Will. Someone who, let's say you have an enemy.
You have an enemy.
Yeah.
Right?
Did everybody join in? Good.
Target people, someone you think is vulnerable. And this happens with real psychopaths that do this to regular people in real life now. Imagine this times 1,000 or 1,000,000 or an unlimited
a trillion, bazillion
amount when it comes to ChatGPT or one of these clones, where you could go and convince people, I have this enemy, I want to ruin their life. Find a real person who thinks they're talking to a real person, convince them to go do your bidding for you.
I'm gonna give you an answer that I don't think anybody else will give you an answer on.
Oh, well, all right. I'm excited. He's dropping knowledge.
What do we do about this growing technology? Do we ban it? What do we do? I'll give you an answer in just a minute. We were just talking about...
He's like, give me 30 seconds. I'm going to nail this. Here it comes. A lot of people can recognize a problem. Nobody can not many can solve it the way Ben Gleck can.
AI, and we'll get into more of this tomorrow, but there is a great...
Well, yeah, obviously. After you tell ChatGPT to give you some talking points and you go to bed and wake up in the morning.
Concern, as there should be, about what do we do about this because it's growing so rapidly, and it could get out of hand just by...
It's like watching the two radio guys in the town in the old Blob movie.
By one person. Everybody's talking about, well, should we regulate it? Should we not regulate it? You can't regulate it because it's all around the world. And what, you're going to regulate it so the government can do it with its pals? Well, that doesn't make it any better.
Yeah, like airplanes and traffic. You want the government to control where you can drive your car? You want the government to say which planes go where at what altitude? Fuck that. When did that ever work? You want the government to decide acceptable levels of arsenic in water or whatever? We're fine. Thank you. Yeah, we'll wait.
Thou shalt not have other gods before me.
Wow, he went straight down the ego chute. That was amazing. I was not expecting that.
We've talked a lot about worshiping other gods, but we are worshiping our technology now. We're even in a prayerful stance. When you see people scrolling online, their head is bowed. Like they're...
Yeah, it's bad posture, fuckhead. They're not doing it in reverence.
Praying. They're just, their heads bowed. That's the way we look all the time. And there's an old Sufi saying, that which you gaze upon, you will become.
Oh, dear God. Glenn's worried that he's going to become, he's going to turn into stepdaughter porn.
That's universally true.
No, it isn't.
And
it is not universally true. You do not become what you gaze upon. Otherwise, I would have been tits by the time I was 16.
Look at us. We're becoming more robotic.
Speak for yourself.
The thing that we have to do, you want to prepare for eventualities, is stop being so reliant on all of these processes.
That's right. Put down your devices, turn off your television sets, stop watching streaming shows like Glenn's. Yeah, absolutely right, Glenn. Don't use your phone. Put the mic away. Write a book. Longhand.
Start being more reliant on people,
Like Stu, who steals your shit.
more engaged with people, less with the internet.
I don't know if I'm ready to get engaged. I mean, it's a big step.
Use it as a tool, not the center. If you ever catch yourself saying, oh, I couldn't live without this, get off of it.
Yeah. If you ever say, like, I couldn't live without water, that's the time when you're like, nope, no more water for me ever. Thank you, Art Tits. Thanks very much.
Get off of it.
Yes. I couldn't live without food. Obviously, it was the first sign. That's when I realized I had to stop eating food.
Because this technology could be the greatest blessing to mankind ever, could be the biggest curse ever.
Well, thanks for straightening that out for us. That's great. Absolutely. So we should all go see Oppenheimer and whatever. Nuclear weapons bad. Nuclear power plants good. Can we just go straight for that? Dipshit.
Make sure that you are sustainable in your own life.
Fuck off. He's turning it into one. I'm not going any further. Nope. I'm not going any further because he's going to sell his fucking prepper food bullshit.